Hi, welcome to Hoops Junction. Today we're talking about the Cavaliers versus the Golden State Warriors. Christmas Day matchup. It was epic. It lived up to the hype, and it also helped to reinforce why I didn't like Christmas Day games. Because, like I said before, we had 5 games to watch on NBA Xmas, and out of all 5 games, only the one game lived up to the hype. Everything else was just like, whatever. It was so-so. So out of 5 games, only one was worth watching. So that's less. That's like less than 25%. So that being said, the NBA has to do something regarding the Christmas Day games to make it a little bit better, make it more appealing, in my opinion. Because this game, after this game, watching it, 109-108, Cavs win. Kyrie Irving with the buzzer beater. That's all I needed. I didn't need extra games. Everything else just seemed like a disappointment. I was still stuck on the Cavs Warriors. As a matter of fact, even the NBA stuck on it because of NBA TV. They're replaying it back to back to back to back to back. So that being said, you don't need 5 NBA games on Christmas. You could get like 1 Super Pack matchup or 2 max, but you don't need 5 games. Or you could just have none and do NBA Xmas Eve, whatever the case is. But back to the game. It was a great game. Durant had 36, 15, and 3. LeBron had 31, 13 and 4. It was a great matchup. Like it was, both teams were going at it. But let's do this first. Let's give the Cavs credit for fighting, because when they sat LeBron James down, it was like the third quarter going into the fourth. LeBron didn't play for like 6-7 minutes or so, like 5-6 minutes. And they just had Kyrie out there with Love. And pretty much, when I saw that, I thought that Tyronn Lue had conceded. And basically they did. They did concede. Because there was no point. LeBron went off in the third quarter, and they were still down like 7 or 8 or something. And into the fourth, they were down 11. Then after a while, it became 14 points. And then after that, LeBron was still sitting. And I was like, okay, this is pretty much over. Like, this is a wrap. Because if you all can recall, Durant was going off. But, hey, Cavs turned it around. Richard Jefferson was that spark plug. Like I said before, Richard Jefferson deserves a game ball. And then Kyrie Irving just put him in the coffin with that terrific little spin shot that he made. It was epic. That's what games are made of. He did it in the finals with that sidestep 3 that he hit in Curry's face. And then he did it again in Klay Thompson's face. But really, if you watch the game as a whole, it's a tale of 2 tapes. And if you're the Cavs, you can look at the game like, yeah, we're the champs. We have championship pedigree. We came here. We know what we need to do. We could just turn it on. We could turn it on. Anytime we're down, we could come back and turn it on. You know, Richard Jefferson's always going to play like this. We're always going to have guys to step up and do what we need to do. Kyrie Irving's always going to hit the buzzer beater. You know what I'm saying? We could be down 3-1. It doesn't matter. We're coming back. That's the belief you can have. And for the Warriors, it's a tape of, we let another one slip away. We let another one slip away. We could have closed them out. We had a 14-point lead, and, you know, this didn't happen, or that didn't happen, or Curry's not playing well. Curry might be still hurt, or, you know, we just can't stop Kyrie. You can look at it like that, a tale of excuses. I'm gonna tell you what this game really signifies. And just be here with me. Take your time. Understand. Bear with me right here. If you're the Cavs, this is a good confidence booster because you feel like you could beat the super team. But honestly speaking, you waved the flag when LeBron James sat on the bench for like a long stretch. LeBron sat on the bench for at least 5 minutes. And at that time, the lead ballooned to like 14 points. So at the end of the day, you conceded the game. Because there's no way in hell, if I'm a coach and my team is trying to prove a point, prove a message, I'm going to have my star player sitting out. Never. So basically they conceded the game because they could not stop Kevin Durant. If you watch the game, Kevin Durant was doing anything he wanted. He dunked on 3 or 4 people, even though he got dunked on by Richard Jefferson, which again I said deserves a game ball. But something happened, and this is where I'm going to go back to the Warriors. The Warriors, once again, they took their feet off the gas, the foot off the pedal. They just don't understand the concept of beating a team to the core. Part of the thing is, when they won their first championship, they were hungry. So it was just like they were whooping on teams, and they would play Curry and Clay to the max. And then the second year, when they went 73-9, it was cruise control. Then they lost the finals, and they reloaded with Kevin Durant. This game showed the fact that they relaxed to the max because they had a 14-point lead. Kevin Durant was managing the offense. They were just running a simple pick and roll with David West, which was, number one, a mistake. Because part of the reason why they got such a huge lead is they had ball movement, which was getting easy scores and getting Kevin Durant open. Kevin Durant was going off. He had like 3 or 4 straight scores. Tyronn Lue had to call a timeout. It was just like, damn. Like, they was like, this is why we got Kevin Durant to come in here. But then what happened is, like, once again, they relaxed. They took their foot off the pedal. And that's the thing with them. It's just like, they're so talented, they get bored quick. Like, they toy with teams. Like, they toyed with the Cavs. Like, they had 11-point lead earlier in the first half. Then the Cavs came back. Then, okay, boom, second half, we get a 14-point lead. And then they just kind of get bored. They less attention to detail, turnovers. And Steve Kerr even put it on Curry. He was like, well, you know, Curry could make better decisions. The game was not lost and won with Stephen Curry. And the game was not lost and won with Kevin Durant. Essentially, the Warriors have a problem where at times they lack focus. Because they were beating down the Cavs to the brick. It was to the max. Even like when the Cavs started making a comeback, the Warriors still had like a 10-point lead, 7-point lead. Kerr could have called the timeout. And I'm putting this on Steve Kerr because it's Steve Kerr's job to make the team execute. And I noticed this is not even like a knock on Kerr, but with Luke Walton, it seemed like the guys executed a lot better. Like with Kerr, they execute, but it seems like it's like they still want to show Kerr up. Like, you told me to do this, I'm going to do this to show you. With Luke Walton, it seemed like everything was more fluent. Because you have a 14-point lead, you're in the fourth quarter, they sat LeBron for such a long time. Even if they bring LeBron back in, he's not even going to be as effective because he sat for so long. And the fact that they have 4 possessions down the stretch, all turnovers. I think Durant did a nice pocket pass to West. He tries to fit it into Livingston, loses the ball. Another thing, pocket pass, another possession, Durant pocket pass to West. West can just pick and pop. He can pick and pop. And he tries to fling it into Livingston again. Kyrie Irving gets the ball, come down, they hit a 3. And that's what I'm saying. Like, they had 4 straight turnovers, and that killed their momentum and got the Cavs back in the game. Honestly, we can say that the Cavs battled back. They did their thing battling back, but ultimately it's just like the NBA Finals. The Warriors just blew the lead. And people want to make fun of a team blowing a lead, but at the end of the day, you don't want to make it your business to keep giving a team a lead. You don't want to do that, especially if you're the Cavs. If you got to face this team in the finals, this is a rude awakening as to, like, we got to play much, much better because even with them, the Warriors didn't even play great, but their defense was excellent, stellar. They kept them under 40% from the 3, under 40% from the field in general. So the only way the Cavs could win the game is if the Warriors made mistakes, in which that's what they did. They made a whole bunch of mistakes. And, you know, like I said again, I completely disagree with Steve Kerr trying to pin everything on Stephen Curry. Like, he's really loose with the ball. Everybody was loose with the ball. Durant was loose with the ball. He had turnovers. David West, turnovers. Curry, turnovers. Thompson had some turnovers. So it's like the entire team. And this is nothing new with Stephen Curry or Klay Thompson or the Warriors. I wrote an article 3 years or 2 years ago, and I said that everybody says they're the Splash Brothers, but forgets that they're the Turnover Brothers. So that being said, we know that they're going to turn the ball over, but it's just a simple fact that, like in the NBA Finals, the Warriors couldn't get any contributions from anybody else. It's kind of weird. Like Iguodala, I don't even think he had a field goal in the second half. I think he had 2 points the whole game. And there was a play where, if you guys remember, Stephen Curry stole the ball. It's a 2-on-1. He could throw the lob to Iguodala. He tries to do it behind the back. That's some weird stuff. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, they pretty much just let the game go. And a lot of that had to do with Richard Jefferson because he got in KD's head. He dunked on KD. It was like 11-point lead there. He stared him down, got a tech. KD came down, hit a couple baskets. But then after a while, KD started going one-on-one. And when you're playing against elite teams, you don't go 1-on-1. You need to go 5-on-5. And that's pretty much what lost them the game. It wasn't the fact that Kevin Durant doesn't have a killer instinct. It's not a fact that Kevin Durant got pushed in the back, which he did, and that was a foul. Clear foul. I disagree with anybody else that said it wasn't a foul. If you think that's not a foul, then that just means you just wanted to see the Cavs win no matter what. That's all. Or you want to see the Warriors lose no matter what. And that's what made the game so compelling. You were either on one side or the other. It's like you either love the Cavs or you either love the Warriors. You either hate LeBron or you love LeBron. You either hate Durant, love the. It was just such an emotional game. It felt like a NBA Finals game. And even my friend texted me, he said, "Why are these guys acting like it's the finals? They're all hustling and diving." It was so weird to watch. But that being said, man, it's a tale of the two tapes. Cavs, they really. This is the importance of J.R. Smith, and they really need to dial it in. Like with the rest of the league, they could think like it's gonna be easy for them to go to the finals, but this game just shows you how difficult it is to beat a team that's like an oil machine like the Warriors. Especially if you got to beat them 4 times and they have Durant. Like, I guarantee you, when Steve Kerr went in the locker room with this loss, I think this was like the best thing that could ever happen to them because Warriors have been taking it lax. They have been turning the ball over. They have been allowing teams to score over 120 points or 110 points a lot of games. So he has like a lot of great talking points. He can say, hey, simple plays, less turnovers. Hey, bench, we need our bench to step up. David West, I need you to hit those shots, take more shots. Iguodala, I need you to make more shots. Livingston, I need you to be more assertive. He has a lot of talking points. For the Cavs, it's just the same story. It's like we're going to rely on LeBron and Kyrie, and at the end of the day, we'll try to keep it close. But you can't depend on that. Like, you can't depend on the team blowing a 3-1 lead. You can't keep depending on the team that blow a 14-point lead. So that's what I'm saying. It's just like the Cavs have this broken belief, which has worked for them. It's great for them. I think this is the one team that can say we'll try to turn it on when we can. That's all fine and dandy until like you find yourself facing a 3-1 deficit again. And if you face a 3-1 deficit to this Warriors team with a Kevin Durant on it, even though they lost to the Warriors last year, the OKC lost to the Warriors, and the Warriors lost to the Cavs because of Curry's injury, this is a different team. Like, if the Warriors make it to the NBA Finals, they're going to be a well-oiled machine. It's not even going to be like what you saw on Christmas Day. They had a 14-point lead, and they weren't even playing like the best basketball they could possibly play. Like, Curry had 1 3, and he didn't hit it till the second half, fourth quarter. So imagine when they get on all 4 cylinders. But at the end of the day, we're going to call it a brain fart by the Warriors. We're going to congratulate the Cavaliers. Kyrie Irving, you're a bad man. Like I said, with a lot of my friends, they don't win that championship unless Kyrie Irving does what he does in the NBA Finals. I know LeBron James got Finals MVP. He had a triple-double Game 7. But without Kyrie Irving consistently scoring and going on little mini runs by himself, they don't win that championship. And Christmas Day game, it proved it. It proved exactly what I was saying, what a lot of people were saying. Like, if they go back to the NBA Finals, and let's just say the Cavs win another Finals, Kyrie Irving definitely has to get the MVP. He has to. Because without him, they don't win those games because he scores and hits those big shots. In terms of the Warriors, we're seeing a transition, man. And the best player on their team, like I told some of my friends, Kevin Durant is the best player on their team. There's no doubt about it because when Curry was struggling, and for some reason he struggles under weird circumstances, the bigger the game sometimes, it seems like he struggles. And then the games where you think he's not going to do anything, he just doodles on everybody. And I think that's that weird balance. But this game proves whose team it is. It's KD's team. And that's who they ran to play to get the game winner. They didn't get it because he got pushed in the back by Richard Jefferson. But they lost the game in the fourth quarter when they kept turning over the ball. And here's the numbers you need to know. Cleveland that game, 12 turnovers. Golden State Warriors, 19. Most of the turnovers came in the second half and in the fourth quarter. And that's where they lost the game. If they would have had 2 or 3 possessions where they could score the ball, where Durant didn't have to score, or Curry didn't have to score, Thompson didn't have to score, like Iguodala gets a couple baskets, Sean Livingston doesn't mishandle that ball, he gets a layup, the game is over. Because at that point, it's a 16, 17, 18-point lead. They're going to sit all their guys. It even sat LeBron. And, you know, even though Tyronn Lue might not admit this, and other guys might not admit this, sitting LeBron that long was saying that we concede. That's what it was. It was just like, we're going to see what happens with these other guys, but it's not working. Because LeBron was going off, and every time he was going off, KD had an answer. And that's scary. Like, if you look at this team right now, the Golden State Warriors, they lose a game, they blow the lead, and they can go home and just be, like, comfortable with it. Like, you know, we just gave it up. Like, that's our bad. Like, that's on us. Draymond Green didn't play well, that's on us. Like, everything's on us. I don't think there was, like, many plays where the Cavaliers took the Warriors out of the game, what they wanted to do. It was just, like, brain farts on their end. They all the shots they got shots that they wanted. They got the actions that they wanted. They got the pick and rolls that they wanted. That game, they got every single thing that they wanted, except for the turnovers. And there was, like, unforced errors on their part. So, it's like, it's the broken belief for the Cavs is working. But I think Tyronn Lue knows we got to dial in. We can't play. Like, we can't play. Because it's harder to repeat, and it's even harder to three-peat. So this is going to be even harder for the Cavs right now. Like, if they go to the finals, it's going to be harder to repeat. And then for the Warriors, it's like all the pressure is not, even though they're a super team, it's not even, there's no pressure on them like there is for the Cavs. The Cavs have the pressure of saying, you know, Draymond wasn't there, but we still deserve this championship. We're going to repeat, we're going to show you. Warriors don't have that pressure. Only pressure they have is we're a super team. But the Cavs already beat them Christmas Day. Now, a lot of people are going to say, Cavs beat you without J.R. Smith. Cavs are the best team. You already know it. LeBron's the man, yada, yada, yada. Kyrie's always going to hit the game with a shot. So, if they go to the finals, all the pressure is going to be on the Cavs. Because they allowed the broken belief. They're starting to drink the Kool-Aid and really believe it. They keep forgetting we were down 3-1. We were down 14 points. And that's not something that you want to keep forgetting. You want to keep that in your head so you can be focused, laser focused. As for the Warriors, that sting of the 3-1 loss is always in their head. The sting of losing a 14-point game is always in their head. So guess what? It only makes them prepare harder. It only makes them angrier. It only makes them pay attention to detail more. And they had the game, the Christmas Day game, but they got bored. Because their only problem is they think they're too good. Like, you ever notice somebody who they know that they're great, so it's just like, man, I already know. I'm not even going to study for this test. I ain't going to worry. I'm not even going to watch film on this team. I already know I got them. It's just like they're so arrogant to the point where when they have a lead, they just get really loosey-goosey with the ball. Bad passes, highlight. Sean Livingston grabs a rebound, throws a behind-the-back pass. What are you doing? Like, these are the things that like makes Steve Kerr go like, what the f are you doing, dude? But I know this video is long, but I just wanted to break down from both sides, give you guys a view of what I'm seeing. And what I'm seeing is I'm seeing a Cavs team that they have role players. They have such a high belief, but honestly, they have a broken belief. And until they fix some of the kinks in their armor, if they go to the finals and they have to face off against the Golden State Warriors, they're not going to win. They're not going to win. The only way they can win is if the Golden State Warriors get disinterested. But I think with the finals on the line and Kevin Durant never winning one and all this talk about them losing a 3-1 deficit, it's going to be hell for whoever the Warriors play. If the Warriors get to the finals, it's hell for whoever they play. I don't care if it's LeBron. I don't care who it is. It's going to be hell for them because they're gonna have, people have been talking and chatting so much, putting up memes. It's going to be awful for whoever they got to face. As for the Cavs, as long as they don't have to face the Warriors, they'll repeat. If they got to face the Warriors, they're not repeating. And if they do, it's going to be because the Warriors blow a lead again or some kind of weird suspension. It's going to be something weird. It's not going to be anything that has to do with X's and O's. Because when you watch that game, who had control of that game the entire game? Warriors. It wasn't even close. It wasn't even close. And Kyrie, man, he goes to the finals. If they win again, he has to get the MVP. Point blank, period. This is Vlad from Hoops Junction, where Hoops meets Hoopla. Sorry for the long video. I just had to get into it. Tell me what you think about the game. Do you want to see a whole bunch of Christmas Day games, or are you fine with just seeing like one or two matchups, like great matchups, and that's it? Hoops Junction, where Hoops meets Hoopla. All right? Like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.